Um, the way I've planned on structuring our time together is to first go through some slides. I've tried to incorporate any questions that you've included in your registration for the session. I've tried to embed those questions into these slides, and I've tried to structure the slides with kind of a format of frequently asked questions. So I'll go through these. There's a lot of information on them, on the slides. I will make these slides available. I'm recording this session, and then I'll open it up to you all to ask your own individual questions that weren't answered in the general information that I'll be presenting on now. Okay, so I'll start with kind of the breakdown of how we, what the kind of calculator is to determine number of credits for internship and how that breaks down in terms of hours. So the calculation is that it's 50 contact hours of internship equals 1 credit. And your schedule is determined between you and your internship site. I'll go through how students in this program, as well as across other programs that do internships in our department, how it generally is structured and how it seems to work well for folks, and then kind of talk to you about the flexibility we have, though. So the university requires that at the time of completion of the program, you'll have completed a total of 600 contact hours. So doing the math for 50 credit contact hours equals 1 credit, that's 12 credits of internship. The 600 hours of internship aligns with the New York State requirements for licensure in mental health counseling through the state. So we're consistent with that. And so typically students do internship half-time, so that would be 20 hours a week, and that would be then 300 hours or 6 credit hours a semester. However, if you did do your internship kind of on a, quote, full-time basis, completing hours approximately 40 hours a week, then you could then complete internship in the 15 weeks or basically in 1 semester. But I'd say typically students complete internship more on a half-time basis, doing hours at their sites, approximately 20 hours a week, which is 6 credits a semester. So in terms of start date, technically students will not start anything kind of clinically oriented before class starts. But we do allow students to begin kind of orientation-related processes at their internship sites before the semester begins. So if it involves orientation, learning, say, procedures, policies and procedures at your site, shadowing, anything that's not then direct contact with clients, we would allow you to begin those hours, which do kind of count towards internship. We would allow those to start kind of before the semester, whether that be summer, fall, or spring, before it starts. Okay, so questions kind of, because internship is such a different kind of course that you'll take in our program, I'll talk very briefly about what that looks like. So CEP 600, or the internship course, involves you being set up at your internship site, and then from our end, or your involvement in the internship class here at UB would involve weekly sessions using a Collaborate classroom just like this one for 90 minutes a week. It's very discussion-based. We get to know each other. You get to know your classmates, and there are some like kind of mini presentations on your site, on a clinical treatment, and then it ends each semester with a case presentation of a client you choose. But it really is kind of a chance each week to check in and hear from each other about how everything's going with clients, as well as site-related non-client things, like how is your supervisor, how are your colleagues, things like that. So besides the 90-minute weekly Collaborate sessions, you'll also be keeping track of your hours, all hours at your site, using just a spreadsheet or a Word document that I'll provide for you, that you'll turn in at the end with your and your site supervisor's signature. And then you'll also complete 2 supervisor evaluations midway through internships with that 300-hour mark, and then again a final internship eval between you and your site supervisor.